Hello family, so today we're doing basic Q&A. Yeah. Question and answer, and we're doing it a little bit differently. Someone's going to be asking me the questions, and from this side I will be answering them. Yes, let's go.
So, anonymous person here. So, what's your age and what's your preferred name?
My age. Can't say I'm too old, can't say I'm too young. I'm just there. You know, women don't really like talking about their age, but whatever. I am 2 and 2. I'm 22 years old, and my preferred name, Nimmoh. I really like that name because it's the short form of my Kikuyu name, Rimo, and I think it's really cute, and it's the inspiration behind the channel's name, Finding Nemo. Yes.
So, are you dating?
Pass. Okay. Yeah, I am dating someone very important, and we'll stop there. Too much information. You'll get to meet him eventually, so just chill out, relax, be patient. Eventually, you will meet him.
And find out where he lives. So, what's your type of music? What do you like? What you listen to? Tell me more about that.
Actually, I'm a random person on music. If you introduce me to a certain genre, I will listen to it. But currently, little mix. I am a little mixer all the way. Those girls, I don't know. There's just something about them. There's just something about bands, and it's really interesting. And usually R&B, mostly R&Bs, but right now, a little bit of little mix. Okay, probably not a little bit. Too much of little mix.
Hold up, you said you're random. So if I put on Roots right now, you will dig it. Eh?
I guess, depending. I like Chris Martin.
Chris Martin is not Roots.
Okay,
Naongea Roots zile
I
za
don't even know.
kinyozi ya ghetto.
I don't even know anyone who sings. Give me an example of a musician who sings roots. See?
I have.
You also do not know. You also don't know, but if I hear really catchy root, I am going to dig it. I'm going to listen to it, and I'm going to listen to it so many times until the musician is going to be thirsty.
Yeah.
Thirsty.
I should have picked something else. For me, Roots is a movie about slavery. Anyway, so you're Kenyan, right?
Yes, very much Kenyan.
Full, like not, say just Kenyan. Okay.
Yes, full-blown Kenyan.
So what do you think about being Kenyan?
Being Kenyan is funny, fun, a bit of a struggle, but have you met Kenyans on the internet? Tell me about it.
I would not like to meet Kenyans on the internet.
But Kenyans on the internet are funny, and they're fun, and they're savage, and that's the best part of all of this. Very savage.
They're cruel, but it's okay.
Not really.
They're cruel for all the right reasons.
See, so it is for the right reasons. So technically, it makes it right. Okay, a part of it right.
So speaking of Kenyans on the internet, nowadays a lot of social activism is done over the internet, and discussions on the state of our government and politics. So do you dabble in politics, or how politically active are you?
Politics is a really sensitive topic, and if I give my view, I might be arrested for reasons I do not know, probably treason. But I am not politically active because, well, I'll give you one of my main reasons. I don't like to be politically involved because I like making really good choices. And if I vote for someone and I figure out that I made the wrong decision later on, I will end up regretting for 5 years, which isn't going to be very good for my mental health. So I prefer to just keep it on the low, let other people do their thing. And if I had a choice, I'd be like, I feel like this one is really good. But since Kenyans, we move as the masses, I just like to slightly keep off. Because if I didn't vote the last time, considering it was my first time, I just wanted to know how these things work. And I kind of feel like I am safe. I don't regret anything. I am disappointed. I won't lie. I am. Everyone else is. but I don't have to regret that. I had to make a choice. I had to make the wrong choice, and that is like a comforting place for me, and I am okay with it. I am very okay with it.
Spoken like a millennial. Now,
I am a millennial, so
I'm going to ask you a very, very important question. This is way more important than do you vote, who do you follow on social media, who is your role model. It's crucial.
bring it on.
What do you think about mutura?
Oh, that is really big considering I am Kenyan. How do you feel? How would you feel if you're told to live without water, like without drinking water?
Thirsty.
Yes. Now that's mutura for you. For Kenyans, you get very thirsty, especially if it has smoke. You have to go to that base where they're selling mutura and it has serious smoke. And funny enough, every time I go buy mutura, that smoke follows me everywhere, and it's annoying, but that's the fun of it. It's even more delicious when you have that smoke all over your face, in your hair, and you're there slaying with your nails and trying to eat the mutura, and everyone's looking at you like, who are you? And you're eating mutura and you're slaying like that. That's the best bit about it. It's like how do I say it? It's like one of Kenyans have a rule that you have to eat mutura, and those people who keep saying that they can't, it's dirty. You guys do not know what happiness is. You do not know what happiness is.
Okay. I'm going to make it a bit harder now. Mutura ama smoky pasua?
Oh shit.
You have to pick one. Don't dodge it like you dodged it. No, you can't dodge this like Hezbon Ochola for the coup and treason. No, you have to answer. Pick a side.
Can I pick both?
No.
Oh shit.
Now let me make it a bit more easier. Since you said you were going to pick both, yeah? Mutura and smoky pasua on one side, and your boyfriend on the other side.
That's supposed to be easier. Let's go back to the first one. Let's go to mutura. Let's go to the first one.
Mutura over smoky pasua.
Mutura over smoky pasua. But if I had let's say if I had 50 shillings and I had an option, I'd be like, smoky is 20 bob, 25, and I'd be like, mutura 10. Alafu I look for an extra 5 bob, because you can't buy mutura at 30 bob. Doesn't work like that. For it to be delicious, you have to buy 10 and then 10 and then another 10. So you buy both. It's easier rather than stressing yourself over it, because that is a really hard choice. Honestly, it is a really hard choice to make.
Can I let you in on a secret?
Yes.
For me, it's really easy to make that choice. See, I have PTSD from, and no offense to anyone suffering from PTSD, but I have PTSD when it comes to smokies. Because in my high school, math was awful for everyone. Yep. So if you average between the 20s and 30s, and someone asked you, uko na nini mao? Guy would be like, niko na smoky na ndao moja. So basically that's back when I was in high school, smoky were 20 bob. So that would be 20 plus 5. So basically that guy got 25. So I just have trauma from all that. So I am team Tura all day. At
least you agree on something.
Yeah. So something that's been going on. We have COVID-19 being declared a pandemic, and yesterday at for my Kenyan people, it's Carrefour.
Carrefour?
I will Carrefour you people to death. So there was a lot of panic shopping going on. The people were stocking on Dettol and hand sanitizers. And here's the funny part for me. You see, Carrefour is an enclosed space, and there were thousands of shoppers all crammed up in one room, panic shopping. And that generally goes against what people have been advised, like avoid public gatherings and stuff. So what do you think
That's,
about panic shopping?
I think people should calm down slightly, because one, you just can't go. Okay, you can go shopping for essentials, but you have to notice that everyone is shopping at that time, and you can't go to one supermarket which isn't big enough, and you're going to be crowding there, a million of you. How is that saving yourself? And if someone sneezes from that aisle, everyone all the way to the counter, all of you are going to get the virus. Calm down, and at least if you're going to shop, shop at a reasonable time where there's the minimal amount of number of people. But currently, from yesterday, today, probably the next week, it's gonna be crowded. And I'm not telling you not to shop. Shop. You never know, anything can happen. We might get a lockdown, we might get healed, all of us, we might get saved. But stay safe, stay clean, sanitize, and stay away. They have already told you as Kenyans, stay away from public gatherings. And once you go to that supermarket, you're already in a public gathering, and it's not helping the virus. Okay, it is helping the virus, it's not helping yourself, because the virus is going to get a host in someone. Or if one person has it, the whole supermarket is going to get it. So guys, if you're going to shop, minimize on the crowding, minimize on gathering in one place or fighting over something, because if all of you are going to the aisle of sanitizers, all of you are going to get sick. So be careful and stay safe, very safe.
So that's actually profound. Also, at the same time, we're not being alarmist. I mean, it's just one case, so it could just dissipate with the one case, or it could get worse. We do not really know, but at the same time, just really try to be smart about it. Don't panic. Just be smart. Yeah. Alright, I have something. So, KOT, Kenyans on Twitter. Jesus. Don't come after me, first of all. I am a softie. I am a softie by all means, but so there is activism, and there's a fine line between being witty and being a complete asshole. So do you think Kenyans on Twitter toe that line, or do you think they go to lines that should not be crossed?
Okay, I can say Kenyans are very savage. Sometimes in a good way, because there's no way you're going to attack one of us and we won't attack back. We are always going to attack, and we come in masses. People should learn that. And I like the part about being savage, but I've also met Kenyans on Twitter who are not just savages, they're assholes, utterly and completely. Sorry to use that word. So, I'm saying this because I've met people who've been bashed, who've been abused, and it didn't go well on them. And it was a fellow Kenyan. So usually, okay, I don't mind Kenyans on Twitter. Sometimes I enjoy those threads, and sometimes I'm like, oh, that's too far. You went too far. So I think we just need a way of minimizing on being assholes. You can be witty and you can be savage, but you don't have to cross over to the other line where you have to abuse someone directly or make them feel like you don't have to make someone feel worthless or lower their self-esteem, but you can attack someone in a way that is a bit savage. But sometimes being savage is also being an asshole. Just be smart enough when you're doing it, so that you don't find you making someone else depressed or sad, or like all those things. So, and that topic is really sensitive, considering that I support and at the same time I don't support, because there are people who know what they're saying and they have a limit, and there are people who just go right at it and they don't care if someone is going to get hurt or someone is going to feel bad about it. And there's the other side where they're like, I'm going to be smart about this, I'm going to respond, but I'm going to respond smartly. So that's the difference. learn how you respond to people, learn what you're saying, learn people also. There are people you will respond to and they won't feel a thing, and there are people you will respond to with the lightest tone, with the lightest words, and they're going to be hurt about it. So know your crowd and know which country you're responding to. One of these fine days you're going to respond to a country that is going to blow your whole country up.
Well, I don't think anyone can take on KOT. Ask the South Africans. Anyway, so you listen to Gengeton? Scratch that. I use my accent on Gengeton. Just sounds weird. You listen to Gengeton?
Gengeton. I have a sister who's in high school, and trust me, it's hard not to listen to Gengeton. And one of my friends, I keep telling her, she listens to these songs. I call them Sachokora. Sorry, but I like some of them. Some of them are really some of them are really catchy. Like you can dance to them, and how do I explain this? I can listen to them, but it's like me listening to rhythm. I used to listen to rhythm in high school, and it got too much. I don't listen to it anymore. I got tired. And Gengeton, I listen to. Like Wakerido, I like that song. It's really catchy, and every time I hear it, it gets stuck in my head. And yeah, so I might not, but 10% is I will listen to some of them. 90% is I'll choose any other music over Gengeton.
Alright, but aside from Gengeton, so who do you think? Let's be mainstream here. Who do you think is the best rapper in Kenya? Or do I narrow it down for you? So for me, I will start with me. I think number 3, I would give it to Octo. Number 2, I'd give it to Kitusua. Number 1, because it's just obvious. He's the OG. They papi. They daddy.
We all know who it is.
Yeah, the OG calligraph himself, Mr. Brian Oko. Is that his name? I don't know. I'm not sure.
It is.
That's his name? Yes? Alright. So that's the OG. So what's your top 3?
Can I just say my top 1? I don't want anyone to feel like they have to be number 3. Because if I say number 3, number 2, number 1 and number 2, I like them almost the same level, but there's a bit of difference.
Alright, so who's your number 2 and who's your number 1?
My number 2 is the OG. Sorry, I know you like him, but
that's offensive.
It is not. My number 2 is, I like him. He's, he is the OG, like he always says. But I know King Kaka Rabbit isn't so much of a rapper, but he comes fast. He has good music, and I think he's generally nice. Never met him, but I like his music. How do I explain this? He's not the OG. There's the OG already, but he's my number 1, and yeah, that's
it. You're going to pick the OG. You're going to pick someone over the OG whose actual name is King Kaka. What is he, a Habsburg or something? Anyway. So, I like the t-shirt, by the way, and the books in the background. So you're a reader, right? You read? You've read all those books?
Yes.
Especially the top one.
I tried reading it, and it's too thick.
Right. So till next time, I'm out of questions. I don't know. You close for us.
That's it for today. Any questions, any suggestions that you have regarding this topic or the next one, or in a month's time, you can drop it down at the comment section. I love you guys. Stay awesome. Goodbye.
Bye.